Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the very first session of the season. Apologies for the camera, it can't decide whether I'm an Oompa Loompa with orange skin or bright pale like a ghost, so it keeps switching between the two. I've been messing with it all morning, Oompa Loompa mode or pale as a ghost mode. We can't get, it's either or, and I've been messing with it all morning, I can't be arsed. So I either come on as an Oompa Loompa or I don't come on at all. So here I am as an Oompa Loompa. Fuck, absolutely pissed off, to be honest with you. Been messing with this for 3 months, this setup, and 30 seconds before I click go live, I'm bright orange. I'm just like, you have got to be kidding. I'm just sat here like, you have got to be kidding. Bright orange. What do? Not do it? First session of the season? Not do it? No, I'm here anyway. Fucking absolutely pissed off. Been messing with this setup for 3 months trying to get it right. And then the camera this morning's gone, nah, I don't fancy it. I just don't fancy it. Brand new camera as well, like 200 quid webcam. Don't fancy it, mate. Absolutely. What a way to start the season. It's weird, Dougie. It's weird. Look at that, right? It goes either bright orange or pale as a ghost like that. There's no in between. And trust me, the way I look is in between that. The camera can't decide whether I'm pale as a ghost or bright orange. So every few seconds, it's switching between the two of them. It can't make its mind up. Is this guy pale as a ghost or is he bright orange? So the camera's gone, I tell you what, we'll switch between the two every 7 seconds and then everyone gets a flavour. What? Honestly, I've been messing about with it for the past like 45 minutes. In the end, it's just like, I either just come live with an orange face or I just don't bother with it. So here I am. Here I am. No, I'm gonna have to mess with this so that by the time it's a race day, it's not currently like orange pale. Nah, their setup costs £1 million, doesn't it? I'm just rocking with a webcam, but it's a pain in the arse. Anyway, what a way to start the season. Coming on moaning for 10 minutes. Anyway, it is what it is. But yes, HT 2024 season officially begins. The outro music isn't on, is it? Top 10 driver standings, top 10 early to say, innit, but probably that there. That's my top 10 for this race anyway. And that's what probably Drivers' Championship. 2 Red Bulls, 2 Ferraris. I've got the timer as well, so we know how long's left in the session. Oh, wow, I've got the chat thing there. Oh, I don't know how to get rid of that. Actually. Ooh. I forgot I did that. I put the chat like on the screen behind. Actually, that could look all right. I might leave that in. Yes, Mitch, welcome in, bro. Oh, I've been looking forward to this day. I know. I've come on in a bad mood and I shouldn't have. I've come on absolutely fuming because my webcam is can't decide whether I'm white as a ghost or bright orange like a what's it. And it keeps constantly switching between what's it mode and pale as a ghost. And I am absolutely 10 out of 10 pissed off with it. So I've come on and it's the first day of the season and I'm absolutely fuming. Because I've been working on this. Honestly, I've been putting this together all winter and I've come on Oompa Loompa mode. Words cannot describe. The thing is, yesterday the camera was absolutely fine, but I've woke up this morning, switched it all on, and the camera's gone, nah, do you know what? I think you're a what's it today. Absolutely fuming. I have to mess about with it tomorrow morning, so that by the time quali rolls round in the race, I'm not coming on. Welcome to the Bahrain Grand Prix. I'm an Oompa Loompa, and welcome. Like, nah, like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory Watchalong. Nah, man. We're not doing a Charlie in the Chocolate Factory Watchalong as me sat here as an orange face Oompa Loompa. That is just dead, bro. I might as well cancel the thing, but hopefully I can get it sorted in it. But this morning it was just like either cancel it or come on as this. So I'm here as this. Yeah, the camera's brand new, Mitch. This is the thing. I spent a fortune. With 500 subs, I've gone all in. As if I've got 1 million subs, do you know what I mean? And it's absolutely shocking. Look, it goes pale white. It can't decide. It goes pale white, then bright orange, then pale white, bright orange. It just cannot make its mind up. I'll go back to my old camera, actually, probably tomorrow. You know, it's meant to be an all singing, all dancing webcam, you know what I mean? Like 4K, yeah. Bright orange, Oompa Loompa, what's it mode, yeah. Right, anyway, the cars are out. We're 3 minutes into the session. What am I going to do? Sit here moaning about being orange all day, or we're going to get on with it? But yeah. Your top 10, yeah, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, Alonso, Norris, Russell, Piastri, Stroll. Stroll 10th? You've got to be joking. Even if Aston Martin had a championship winning car, Stroll won't be top 10 in the championship. Wait, why is it like that? I'm just hoping it's not as it's not even hope. I'm praying that it's just not as dominant as last season. At this point, I'm full praying because the early signs from testing is that this Red Bull is even stronger compared to everybody else than it was last year, which for me is every worst nightmare rolled into one. If this Red Bull is more dominant than it was last season, well, we're doing F2 as well, so that can be a bit of a... the F2 can be a bit of light relief, I feel like. I'm doing the F2 sprint tomorrow. I think it's on about 2 o'clock. So that might be where the light relief of this channel comes this season, because I'm praying that it's not an absolute walkover. We need Ferrari to be strong. Like, I'm looking for Ferrari to set a marker down in this practice session to say, but I'm scared, to be honest. Honestly, the vibe this season, I'm going into this season scared. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm not even excited. I'm worried. I am worried that Red Bull and Verstappen come out of the blocks even stronger are more dominant than they were last season, and last season was the most dominant season in history. And I feel like this is even more. And I am afraid. because apologies for the camera, it can't decide. It's like am I pale as a ghost or Oompa Loompa. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to mess with it. It's just unbelievable. But we'll see anyway. Hopefully Ferrari can do something, you know. But yeah. It's a combination Red Bull, Verstappen and Adrian Newey, yeah. Yeah. Do you know what surprised me about Red Bull as well is they had such a dominant car last season, and they've gambled. They've changed the car a lot. I would say that the Red Bull is the most changed car from last year to this year. So they've gone all out. They haven't rested on the laurels and gone, well, let's just roll out the same car again. It's what I would have expected, is them just to go, we've had a dominant season. Same again, lads. You know, maybe tweak the front wing a little bit and, you know, tweak the floor a little bit, a couple of details in the floor and roll it out again. That's what I would have thought. But no, they've completely redesigned the Red Bull from ground up and gone in a completely different direction with it. Almost like a Mercedes, almost like an old Mercedes concept. But it looks like they've got it working to a treat. But yeah, I hope that it's just, that's my only. Because I think what it is, this race, this first race of the season, it's like, right, Red Bull are ahead. The question is, how far? How far ahead? When it goes to the final part of qualifying tomorrow afternoon, I think quali's on at, 4 p.m. UK time, I think, tomorrow afternoon. When we get to quali and we get into Q3 and they turn the engine up and they take the fuel out and Verstappen goes for pole position, the gap between Verstappen taking pole and Leclerc or Sainz or Perez in second, that will determine how good this season's going to be. The bigger the gap, the worse the season. Literally. That is what I'm looking at. So if it's really close, let's have a do. If Verstappen takes pole by a second and a half, GG's. We had a good run for a couple of years, but it's over. But yes, Barry, welcome into the stream, bro. The only thing I can see Red Bull being stopped when Christian Horner is no longer at team principal. Adrian Newey left to go to another team. I think Adrian Newey will just retire. I don't see him ever switching teams from now. Like he'll just stay at Red Bull until, like you say, until, you know. But Christian Horner's been cleared. You know, Christian Horner continues in his role as Red Bull boss. Look at this, Verstappen half a second quicker. It's Sainz at the top of the timing screens at the minute with a 1:34.5, but I reckon Verstappen could get in the 1:33s here. I wonder how far ahead live timings is. It's got, oh bang, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds. The live timing is about 7 seconds ahead of Sky Sports. But I can't, do you know what I mean? That's just one of them where it is what it is. I can't do anything about that. Because the live timings is legit live, and then it takes the satellite signal from Bahrain, it's the satellite, pings down to me, and it takes 7 seconds. So you see what's happening there, and then 7 seconds later it happens on TV. But that's just that's just how it is, unfortunately. I can't. That's just reality, innit? It's a shame that it's like that. If it was 1 or 2 seconds, it'd be fine. But 7 seconds is a bit of a rip, really, because it's kind of a spoiler. So I find myself throughout last season, like not looking, especially during qualifying. I'm not even looking at the timing screen on my stream. I'm not even looking at it because I'm like, this is just a 7 seconds ahead spoiler. But I mean, Verstappen's gone 33.9. It's only a tenth and a half quicker than the Ferrari at the moment, so we're still looking good. Perez goes second, squeezing in between that. So it is actually really close between Verstappen, Perez, and Leclerc. Only a tenth and a half between the top three, but we're early doors FP1. You know, it's not. Yes, Herb Green, mate. How we doing, bro? Adrian Newey's number one car designer in F1 history. Yeah, he is, yeah. Adrian Newey's been at it since the 90s at McLaren was. Didn't he start at McLaren? Adrian Newey's designed a lot of championship winning cars over the last 35 years. Nearly 4 in the fucking AM. Nah, cheers, man. Cheers, man. I appreciate you. First 18 minutes of the stream, I've just been moaning about how my camera's making me bright orange, but I'm trying to get into it now. I try to forget about that now. It is what it is, isn't it? I can't. Hopefully, by the time the race rolls around, it keeps changing. The thing is, it keeps. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. We're not live on BBC One, are we? It don't matter, really. So, why are half the logos? Oh, unless because I'm on the. Why are half the logos on the timing board on Sky just white logos? The complexion is unbelievable, isn't it? The complexion is changing every 7 seconds or every few seconds between what's it mode, what's it Oompa Loompa, and pale as a ghost. Every few seconds. Brilliant, isn't it? And this was meant to be an all singing, all dancing webcam. 4K, yeah. No, bro. Horrendous. Start of another season, how exciting. Oh no. I know, Chris. Why couldn't have in an alternate universe, if I'd have started this channel in like I don't know, years ago when it used to be good, we would have actually gone somewhere. It's just sheer bad luck that I've started doing this channel and started trying to do watchalongs as F1 goes into its worst period for 20 years. Like, you've got to be kidding me, bro. Like, 2021, best season in history. I wasn't doing this. So I'm thinking, right, 2022, let's back it. So I'll come on for 22. Good first half of the season. Dies off second half of 2022. Right, come back bigger and better for 23. Worst season in history. 2024, let's go. Red Bull in testing looking more dominant than they've ever been. They're trying to kill me off. They're trying to kill me off, I swear down, man. I want to be excited. I want to be hyped for this season. Do you know what I mean? I want to be... Obviously, I want to be positive about it and be like, yeah, who's going to win the first race of the season? There's 9 drivers in contention. Who could it be? But it's just... If you already know who's going to be world champion before the first qualifying session of the season, there's something wrong, isn't there? There's something wrong. Reminiscent of them being a damn carrot, mate. I am going carrot mode. Not too bad. Yeah, Russell top at the minute. Let's face it, Red Bull going to run away with it. Then it'll be... Yeah, exactly. I've just got to go through an acceptance period of that. Because F1 didn't used to be like that. You used to come in going, oh, McLaren looks strong. Oh, is it going to be Ferrari? Who's going to get to pole position? You know, there used to be actual competition. I've just got to get now used to the fact that, all right, who's going to be second? It doesn't quite have the same kick to it. It doesn't quite have that same buzz, but it is the reality. So Verstappen's done a 33.5, 2 tenths quicker. I mean, by the time we get into quali tomorrow, I'll be, you know, it'll be exciting, but like I say, tomorrow in quali, it's all about the gap. What's the gap? Like, Verstappen's going to slap pole. But by what margin? Tomorrow. That will really that'll be the eye-opener. Because if it's a 10th or 2, I'd be like, all right, Verstappen's on pole, but I tell you what, Leclerc or Russell or Perez, a 10th behind, 2 tenths behind, all right. This is still, it's not ridiculous. This is still game on. But if it's pole by 7, 8 tenths or a second, it's going to be a struggle this year. Yeah, behind Max. See, that is summing up F1 right now. Behind Max, it's going to be very tight. But it shouldn't be like that, should it? It shouldn't be like that. That's the reality we find ourselves in. Behind Max, it's going to be very tight. So I've just got to accept the reality of another season of behind Max. It's going to be very tight. I've just got to come to terms with that and get on with it. Behind Max, it's going to be very tight. Oh, it never used to be like this. Yeah, that's it. And this is the thing, Mitch, right? It's not just the car. It's not just the car. Max is on a different level. So when you put him in the best car, he's not just at the front. He's at the front by 38 seconds and then second. You know, but I mean, by the end of a race, he's not just winning a race. He's winning a race and doing an extra pit stop with a lap to go just because he can. To get a fastest lap as well. So I can only pray that it's I can only pray that Ferrari are better than we think, or Mercedes are better than we think, and then it's just got to be, you know, Ferrari versus Mercedes versus McLaren versus maybe Aston for second in constructors, and maybe it'll be where Perez is in the pack, so Perez is not automatically nailed on for second, you know, and then it makes it you know, the battle for second. If these drivers are dominating just because of the car, yeah, you put yourself in the best car if you're the best driver. Do you know what I mean? You more often than not, you end up with the best driver in the best car. You know what I mean? Because the best team are going to employ the fastest driver. And then when you get that combination, that's when you get a few years of, you know, look at Vettel at Red Bull, Hamilton at Mercedes, and now we're in the Verstappen era. But do you know what? I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, right? But for some reason, this Verstappen era just hits different. Like, I rode through the Vettel era at Red Bull and didn't even think about it. I never even complained once. But he won 4 championships in a row. But and then the Hamilton domination era. It never. This hits different somehow. Is it because I'm getting older and I'm not as excited as I was when I was 17 or whatever, or is it? I just feel like even when it was like the Mercedes in the early hybrid era days, like 2014, 15, 16, even though they were winning a lot of races, you would get like Ricardo putting on a madness of a drive and winning the odd race here and there. You'd still get surprises and upsets, and I don't know, or am I just being like rose tinted glasses? And it was bad in those days, but this just seems like a whole nother level of like nobody stands a chance, and that is just like brutal. Like, nobody stands a chance. Like, if someone else was to win the championship this year, you know what I mean? It'd be the greatest season ever. Like, it's just not. Anyway. Yeah, Barrichello's in the chat. You see, yeah, I didn't watch it in them days. Like, you know, I came to F1 just at the end or just after the Michael Schumacher Ferrari domination. Like, I remember it as a kid growing up, but I wasn't watching it like, you know, it was just like, oh, Schumacher in the red car, you know. But I came into it properly when Fernando Alonso in the Renault was taking Schumacher's crown, and that's how I sort of got into it, because it was like the young Spaniard. He was only like 21 or something like that, against the old king in the Ferrari, and then that's what perked my interest really. I was like, oh, this kid, and then he used to get out of the car, you know, Alonso, he'd be like, ah! And I used to think, yeah, this is the young guy like taking over the throne, and that's when I got into it. So I don't really know about. Other than the stats and the clips and the stories I've heard, and obviously watched races back, but I don't know much about the Schumacher Ferrari dominance. But was it as peak as this though? Was it as bad as like nobody stands a chance? Were people going into seasons in like 2002, 3, 4 going, well, it's going to be tight behind Schumacher? Like, was it a write-off in them days? Maybe it was, where you're going into the first race of the season going, well, it'll be tight behind Schumacher, but everybody knew that Schumacher was going to win, and it was just a question of like, will he win 15 races this year or 13 races? Or maybe 14 races, but you know he's going to win it. Like, I feel like we're going into the season, it's like, by how much? By how many wins? Is it 15 wins? There's 24 races this year. How many wins does Verstappen get? In fact, get that in chat. How many wins for Verstappen this season? You know what I mean? That is what it is this year. Because I reckon out of 24, he's winning, what, 20? You know what I mean? I hope not. The best we can hope for is that Verstappen wins about half of them. That's best case scenario. Best case scenario is Verstappen wins about 12, 14, 15 races. Worst case scenario, he wins like 23. You know what I mean? And Perez wins in Singapore or something. I hope not, man. I'm looking at this from worst case scenario. So then anything better than that, I'm like, yes, get in. Only pole by 3/10, get in. You know what I mean? I'm setting myself up for it being a horrendous domination. So that then if it's not quite that bad, then I'm like, oh, look at that. Piastri's gone quickest by 4/10. Right, game on. Right, we're done with the negativity. McLaren are in the mix. Go on, Piastri, lad. Give me the faith. Give me faith, please. Yeah, Max hasn't won in Singapore, yeah, so there you go. So, Max to win 23. Perez wins Singapore. Nah, come on. McLaren are quick. No, Piastri's on the softs, isn't he? That's why. Piastri's on the soft tyres. I didn't spot that until just now. Yeah, Piastri's on the soft. We've got half an hour to go. Also, China. Yeah, with China hasn't been on the calendar for about 4 years, has it? I would say Lewis win a race this season. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I hope Lewis wins a race this year. I hope Norris wins a race this year. I feel like that's overdue. Yeah. Yeah, Hamilton. I think Hamilton will win a race this year. He got close last year. I think he had a couple of P2s. I remember in US he nearly won it. And think in Brazil, did he have a good chance, or one of the ones at the end of the season? He had a couple of nearlies. I think Lewis will win a race. I hope so. You put Piastri P9 in the standings. Yeah, I don't know. I've not really done like a full predictions like this. I'm just going to do it race by race. So that's my top 10 for this race. But obviously this is the hardest one to predict because we don't know really behind Verstappen. No, but we don't really know, do we? The general consensus is that it's Red Bull, Ferrari, then Mercedes, McLaren. We don't know. Then maybe Aston behind that. Then maybe RB behind that. And then it seems like Alpine have had a bit of a stinker or not looking too strong. So then you maybe go Alpine, Williams, Sauber, Haas. Is that everybody? Something like that. But yeah, I feel like it's Red Bull and then Ferrari, and I think Mercedes and McLaren. I don't know, and then I feel like Aston might have been leapfrogged a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. Yes, Ernesto, mate. Welcome back to the channel for our brand new season. How are we doing, mate? What I'm going to do, I've been moaning, yeah. I get all the negativity out this session because it's only FP1. You know what I mean? Get it all out of my system. The moaning, the complaining. Oh, it's Verstappen again. Oh, the camera's bright orange. Yeah. Get it all out, gone. Then when we hit quali tomorrow afternoon, we pretend that we just pretend that anybody can win. Get it all out of the system now. It's just me trying to accept the reality. Get it all out and then bang. Then we can just get excited for the new season and not overthink it. Because I'm overthinking it. I'm thinking, oh, is he going to win them all the races? Haas are not looking very good. Look at Alpine down the bottom there. So it's McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes. Mind you, that McLaren's on the soft tyre. Is Norris on the soft as well? Norris might be about to go quickest. And does. So Norris, with a 32.9, goes top. I saw some of them predicting to finish as high as P6. I think they kind of overrated his progression a bit. Yeah, I think it's taken another year for him to get back out. Oh, Piastri. I do rate Piastri. I mean, if Piastri wins a race at McLaren before Lando, oh, that'll upset the apple cart. That'll upset the status quo. That if Piastri wins a race before Norris, because Ricciardo won a race and then left, and Norris still hasn't won a race in that McLaren. Yeah, Norris will be fuming if Piastri gets a win before him. But we'll see. Stockton say hello. Yeah, cheers, Ernesto, mate. I appreciate it. Yes, he won F3 and F2 in one shot, but F1 is different, yeah. Another year to break out. Wait, see, I don't really know with Piastri. You think Aston Martin is in the battle with Mercedes and McLaren, but will finish P5 because of Stroll and Alonso? Yeah, Stroll's going to let the side down, isn't he? Look at this, Tsunoda's gone purple sector 1. Oh, game on this season, isn't it? Yeah, I'd love to see someone from the midfield give a big shock. Could RB be quicker than we think? Go on, Yuki. Go on, Yuki. Oh, P3, all right. I mean, he's on the soft tyre, you know. I mean, I don't think that RB is that bad, you know. What if I got Ricardo scraping a P10? Yeah, RB look all right. Look at that. Tsunoda in the RB is half a tenth slower than Piastri. It's really close. Really close. Either the RB's quicker than we think, or the McLaren's slower than predicted. But Mercedes not trying the soft tyres yet. You put VCAR P6. No, I'm calling them RB now. But yeah, VCARB are on softs. Yeah, they're on. I know they're on. I know it's on softs. But I'm comparing it to the McLaren lap time, and they were on softs as well. Norris and Piastri were on softs, so I'm comparing it to that. They're really close. You know, almost matching McLaren on the same tyre. I mean, we don't know fuel loads, but I'd imagine it's comparable. So, interesting. Ricardo's gone quickest. Yeah. I'm doing oh, by the way, guys, I'm doing 3 watch-alongs tomorrow. So I'll do final practice. I can't do FP2 this afternoon. I'm at work, but I'll do final practice. What time is that? Yeah, I'm doing final practice at 12:15 tomorrow. Then I'm doing the F2 sprint race, so first race of the F2 season at 2 o'clock, and then 3:45 quali. So 3 streams tomorrow, and then just the 1 stream on Saturday, the Grace, Bahrain Grand Prix on Saturday. So another 4 streams to come this weekend. So, yeah, just get all the moaning out of the way now, and then we're all right for the rest of the year. No more moaning. Yes, Farron, welcome in, bro. Thanks for stopping by. 20 minutes to go in the first practice session of the season. It's Daniel Ricciardo on top, but it is only 4 cars, those top 4 cars on the soft tyre. Ricciardo, Norris, Piastri and Tsunoda. 2 RBs and the 2 McLarens. Everyone else, his lap time is on the medium, apart from Bottas, who's in P8 on the softs as well. So it looks like a Sauber are going on to the softs, but everyone else on the mediums. We're watching Kevin Magnussen. Haas are looking like they are in for a long season. I'm telling you, this Haas is. I think Haas is stone dead last in everybody's predictions, which is a shame. But no Gunter Steiner, no change in driver lineup. Doesn't look like they've had a hell of a lot of development on the car, so yeah, Haas might be struggling. Why is it coming up bright orange? Right, whilst the adverts are on, let's have a look at these camera settings. Right. You can go all the way in, just go pale. Just go black and white. Yeah, sod it. Do you know what I mean? Oh, seriously. If this carries on, we'll go black and white. Right. Where do I look human? Because it's like over here. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh nah. Right. Where's human? I want human settings. The thing is, I was messing about with this the other day. Is that humid? Is it going to stay like that, though? I feel like it's sort of humid, that, innit? Ish. Yeah. Alright, cool. Keep it like that. I think it's a little bit better than what it was. I'm not bright what's it orange anymore, at least. At least. Look at that. Top 4, Ricciardo, Norris, Piastri, Tsunoda. Oh, mate. Yeah, we're in for the best season ever. Wait till Verstappen puts on the softs. I bet he won't even do it this session. Soon as Verstappen puts on the softs, mate, we may as well pack up. In fact, I think it is better now. Imagine Ricciardo beats the McLarens on track. Yeah, exactly. You never know, innit? I don't think it's wildly out of the question, to be honest. I actually don't. Looking at that, I think RB. I'm being pleasantly surprised by the pace of the RB here. Is it more than just a midfield runner? Is it top 10, top 8 material? This. I mean, I predicted. Obviously, this is before the session. I've gone Ricciardo to sneak a P10. Might be better than that. Right, who's going on to soft tyres? Come on, let's get this back underway. Albon is on the Albon's on the mediums, so it's top 4 on soft tyres, and Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc. Here comes Bottas then, so he's gone slower middle sector, so the soft tyres are going off. Bottas won't improve here. Bottas P9. Bottas P9 on the softs in the Sauber, so that's not looking particularly great, is it? Yeah, it's only FP1. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's only FP1, and like you say, it doesn't represent like when the actual qualifying session and race will be, which is much later on in the day when it'll be dusk. So yeah, it's not representative. It's just the first. You know what I mean? If it was a boxing match, they're just the first little nudges of round 1. You know, checking out the opponents before we get the big KO tomorrow afternoon by Verstappen when he knocks them all for 6 and slaps them by a second. But until then, you never know, innit? You never know. F2 be more... Yeah, unfortunately, I can't be... I'm not here for FP2. But I will do FP3 because we get the qualifying runs. So I thought, yeah, we'll do FP3. I won't be doing practice for every race. It's just because it's first race of the season. It's a bit of hype to it. So I thought I'll do practice for round 1. Then we'll see, innit? But yeah, I'll do FP3 tomorrow. Then jump into the F2 sprint race. And then qualifying 4 p.m. UK time for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And then Bahrain Grand Prix itself will be on Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. lights out. On Saturday afternoon, I'll be live at 2:30, so a bit of a build-up, and we'll get into it. For the Magnussen-Hulkenberg 1-2 in Bahrain. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. What's going to be the biggest surprise? I hope we get a good surprise this weekend. You know what I mean? Is it that RB a rapid, or that there's got to be a surprise up someone's sleeve? Do you know what I mean? So Hamilton's out on the mediums. So only 3 teams have gone for the soft tyre. Only so far, with 14 minutes to go, we've only had RB, McLaren and Sauber on the softs. Everyone else still rocking the mediums, not fancying it. Alpine are not looking very good, are they? Yeah, Ocon complaining the car's super inconsistent. I just wonder whether it's literally Haas, Sauber, Alpine at the back. You know what I mean? I wonder if it's Haas P10, Sauber P9, Alpine P8. Are Williams quicker than Alpine? I'd say maybe. Maybe they are. Sky had a nightmare with the graphics end. It is they're going to go to adverts. Nah, bro. Alpine will struggle with 2 drivers who aren't keen on each other. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the best mates are the Gasly Ocon, but I tell you what, Alpine might have all this backing from these A-list celebrities, but it doesn't automatically mean you're going to build a quick car, does it? I think they're in for a long season. Our Alpine, look at that, 16th and 17th. Only Sargent and the 2 Haasses are behind him on the timing boards at the moment, but obviously early days FP1, but Alpine not looking great. Alpine not looking great. May as well, yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Even worse, there are some Alpine stuff to tweet about them back in the day, bunch of clowns. Oh, yeah, you're not a fan of Alpine, are you? I remember when you were, every time Piastri would get a good result, or Alonso, you'd be like, yeah, look at him laughing at Alpine. Alpine, like, it's not been a good venture so far, has it? It's not been a good venture. I mean, they had that one win, didn't they? Ocon won the Hungarian Grand Prix, didn't he? Was that 21? That's the only like glimmer of success that they've had this whole time. Yeah, it's been pretty peak for Alpine. It's not brought them the success that they've wanted, has it? It's been under-delivered, haven't they? They've under-delivered, and they've got 2 solid drivers there. Ocon and Gasly are both, solid drivers who deserve to be way in the top 10. Yeah, it's not helping. It's not that you hate Alpine, just think they're not being serious at all. Well, yeah, I feel like who is even Alpine's I don't even know who the team principal is. Since they got rid of Otmar Safnauer, I don't even know who's replaced Otmar Safnauer. I've never heard of him. Anyway, 10 minutes to go in the first practice session. Bruno Famin. I wouldn't know him if he. if I walk past him on the street. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, I wouldn't know him. Bruno from in. Yeah, what do you think? They're talking about Alonso. Alonso to Mercedes. What do you reckon? I don't know, man. Or does he call it a day? Does he wrap it up? Oh, I don't know. Whole team's a mess. Manufacturer works as a Renault team. Yeah, it's a huge... Because it is basically Renault with their own engine. So they're a factory team, you know? And, yeah, it's disappointing. And they've got the budget as well. Like, they've got a lot of backing from a lot of areas. And, yeah, it's a bit of a... It's a bit of a joke, isn't it, really? Yellow flag sector 2. Well, I don't know, someone went wide or something, but back to green. There's been no incident, no spins, and nothing. I think I've seen George Russell lock a wheel into turn 1, and that's about it. Usually, first practice testing of the season, especially turns 9 and 10 here, which is quite tricky. You see a lot of drivers locking up. You see a couple of drivers spins and stuff. Completely incident-free. Yeah, Alonso's going to see what the pace of the Aston is compared to the Mercedes probably and then make up his mind. I don't know, man. Yeah, disrespect to Alonso created a fake contract report about Piastri and caused a big mess. Laurent Rossi stepped down. Yeah, Laurent Rossi's gone. Otmar Safnauer's gone. Alan Permain's gone. Yeah, absolute Pat Fry, mate. There's just been a massive exodus. Yeah. A massive exodus midway through last season, wasn't there? Somehow they've attracted the backing of like boxers, golfers, footballers, and you know what I mean? And actors, boxers, footballers. You know, how are they attracting the attention of all that? What sales pitch have they been given? Some madness. They'll be tuning in going, oh, let's see how our investment's going. 17th and 18th? Right, pull out of the deal. Mate, I don't know. Oh, no one else fancies a soft tyre run. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow afternoon. FP3 will be more representative. Well, FP2, because of the timing, it's later in the day. But then FP3, they do the quali runs, you know, and everybody on the softs, and they give it a low fuel run at the end of FP3, and then we'll get a good idea. If it wasn't for Alonso, James Allen, Fabio Briatore, Renault wouldn't have been known quite as well. Yeah. Yeah, that was a golden era for Renault. I hate it. They're all just on long runs on the medium tyres. Fair enough, but I don't really know what conclusions to draw from this session other than, yeah, Haas the slowest. That's confirmed. I don't really know what conclusions to draw from this. Haas, forget it. Alpine struggling. RB, RB as quick as McLaren. Maybe. But then but how quick are McLaren? You know, it doesn't really mean anything at this stage of the season because McLaren could be behind where we think or behind where they should be, maybe. I don't know. But RB, is Ricciardo going to be quickest at the end of this? I reckon he is, isn't he? It is going to be, because no one's going to bang on a set of softs now, are they? 4 minutes to go. It's going to be Ricciardo, Norris, Piastri. Because no one wants to risk the soft tyre, but everyone will be... People who haven't watched this and then they just see the result of practice and go, what? Ricciardo, Norris, Piastri? Bring on the season! Not knowing that they're the only ones that went out on the soft tyre. And everyone else was on mediums, but, well, no. You don't need to know the details, innit? Ricciardo's quickest. Ricciardo for the win. I think it's looking quite good for RB. I think he's looking good for that P10 that I've got Ricciardo there on my predictions. Cheeky P10. I reckon they stand a good chance of that. You never know. Where have I got that? So I've gone, what have I gone for? Norris 6th, Piastri 9th. Yeah, see, I've played it safe. I've gone 2 Red Bulls, 2 Ferraris, Mercedes, McLaren, Mercedes, Aston, McLaren, RB. You know. I've gone sort of on testing pace. But we'll see. Bottas out on the soft tyre in the bright green Sauber this year. He also worked with Michael during his dominant era at Ferrari. Oh, James Allison. Yeah, James Allison is a good... yeah, it's a good designer. Yeah, Adrian Newey and James Allison, definitely the top 2 in history. What about Colin Chapman? That's going way back to the past, but yeah, no, they're definitely the 2 best on the grid at the moment, aren't they? The 2 best working at the moment. I don't know about history. Like, you get some real innovative guys, probably in the 70s and 80s that did some mad stuff, but definitely in the modern era. Definitely in the modern era. He was complaining about this last season at this exact race. I was watching a replay of last year's Bahrain Grand Prix, and Verstappen complaining about inconsistent downshifts is a theme. But they never came to anything. And I was probably last year at the Bahrain Grand Prix, Verstappen leading, giving it inconsistent downshifts, and I'm going, oh, problem with the car, reliability issues, never amounted to anything. I think he's just picking up on minuscule details. Alonso, I tell you what, Alonso matched Verstappen's time on the same tyre. We'll find out tomorrow afternoon, won't we? Like I said, tomorrow afternoon's massive, actually. So I'm not just saying this so you come back for quali, but it is massive. It is massive quali tomorrow. It sets the tone for the entire year. It is actually a monumental qualifying session tomorrow afternoon. Like, no joke. Because from there, you get a flavour then. Then, you know what I mean? There's no more sandbagging. There's no more, oh, he's on that tyre, he's on that tyre. Oh, there's no more, oh, but you don't know how much fuel he's got in the car. There's no more, oh, but the temperatures aren't quite the same. Oh, but there's no more. Do you know what I mean? This is when the truth will out tomorrow afternoon. And it will set the tone and will set my tone for the whole year. The bigger the gap, imagine he doesn't get pole. If it's Leclerc pole, there we go. That is the end of FP1. I've got 3 watch-alongs coming tomorrow. Final practice. Then the F2 sprint race, which I've got to quickly do my homework on tonight on which driver's in which car. I've got to recognise. I'm recording quali. But yeah, got to do my F2 homework so I can spot who's who and who's in a blue car, who's in a green car, who's who, what's what. But yeah, do F2 sprint tomorrow and then F1 qualifying 3:45 UK time tomorrow. It's massive. It's absolutely massive because it sets the flavour of the entire year. And so it's a question of, are Red Bull ahead? Probably. But the real thing is, by how much? And yeah, Bahrain doesn't represent the entire calendar. Things ebb and flow. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of quali tomorrow, at 5 p.m. UK time, the end of quali, we have a much better idea of who's where, what's what, who's who, who's looking quick, who's not, how dominant is this looking? Do you know what I mean? There's a sliding scale of dominance here that needs to be established. Is it ridiculous? We've got a scale of ridiculous domination, and tomorrow we can place it. Is it over a second and this season's a complete write-off? Is it 7 or 8 tenths? It's a joke. Is it half a second? Okay, it's half a second. Is it 3 tenths? Ooh. Is it a tenth? Ooh. Is Leclerc quickest? Ooh, let's fucking go. Is it Verstappen outside the top 10? No, we get a representative. What does this season hold for us at 5 p.m. UK time tomorrow? But yeah, join me tomorrow, 3 watch-alongs. Thank you for joining me for the first session. I have messed with the camera settings a bit and I do look a bit more human now. But yeah. F2 grid is stacked. That's why we're doing it this season, SHT. Because it's stacked, mate. Finally, Roy Nissan is gone. Mate, there's a few over the years in F2. They've had a full career in F2 they shouldn't have had. But yeah, right. That's it for now. For now. Join me for a massive qualifying session tomorrow. I'm doing final practice, F2 sprint. Yeah, don't give me that vibe, Gav. Don't give me that vibe, Gav. I'm not about it. I'm not about that. Because if I believe that, Gav, there's no point in me doing this. So I can't believe that. Do you know what I mean? It's like me saying to you, there'd be no more goals in football for you to make videos about. There'd be no more goals ever again. No more fan reactions. Mate, it's killing you. Do you know what I mean? I can't. That's not the vibe I'm going with, Gav. I can't. If I start going down that road, I'll be sat here depressed going, well, welcome to the stream. You know what I mean? I can't. I've got to try and G it up a little bit or else it's game over for the channel. But yeah, hopefully, tomorrow we get a different flavour. And but look, I mean, Verstappen P6, Gav, you know what I mean? Nah, listen. We know it's Red Bull. By how much, we don't know yet until tomorrow afternoon. How big is this domination going to be? We don't know. Hopefully not that bad. But yeah, join me tomorrow. 3 streams, final practice, F2 sprint, and then F1 qualifying. Yeah, catch you tomorrow. But it's Daniel Ricciardo. He was on the soft tyres with Norris and Piastri, but look, RB looking pretty strong. Alpine struggling with Haas at the back. But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo from Norris Piastri. That is FP1 done for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Join me tomorrow from 12:15. So see you then.